Now, today we're going to be talking about the skill of focus. And the first thing I want you to know is that focus is not just about the physical distractions, it's a mind thing. All right. So it means that you can remove your phone, you can uninstall the apps and make your environment suitable and stable. But at the same time, your mind can keep wandering around, wandering into the past, wandering into the future, thinking about something that you thought about yesterday, thinking about something that you've not done but that you're yet to do, and all those kind of things. So even when you've settled with these physical distractions, how do you now deal with the distractions in your mind, with the thoughts in your mind? That's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, focus is the ability for you to hold your attention to something relevant while resisting any other thing competing for the attention. All right. So hold your attention to something relevant while resisting every other thing that competes for the attention. And so that's basic. I'm sure we're all familiar with what focus is. But now, the mind has both the tendency to switch and remain stable. So it has the switching ability and the stability ability, or let's say the switching function and the stability function. So your mind is able to switch from one thing to another on its own, and it's also able to remain stable. And so now our goal today is to find out how we can make this mind stable, how we can improve more or invest more into the stability function than the switching function, because that's really the struggle with focus. Now, apart from time, attention is the second most valuable thing that you have. And so whenever you give your attention to something, what you're trying to say is that this thing deserves your time, this thing deserves you at this moment, this thing deserves your life at this moment. So I didn't say anything, but whatever you give your attention to, that's exactly what you are saying. You're giving it permission. Oh, I am yours, take over. So whatever you give your attention to, you're literally giving it consent, right, to your time and to literally your life, because attention is investment. So every time you want to do something, you bring out the book, you open your laptop, whatever, right, and maybe you started, and because it's monotonous, or it's just very boring, or it's not so exciting or entertaining, so every 5 minutes you just say, oh, let me check, oh, let me check my phone, oh, let me you see that word, let me check. All right, it has destroyed a lot of destinies. All right, so every time, let me tell you, your body is scratching you, your hand is doing you, your phone, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, it's just doing you, like you can't control it, right? It's the switching mechanism I talk about, or the switching function. Right, so your brain wants to switch, especially when the task is not very interesting or engaging, right? It wants to switch. But then, yesterday we talked about feelings. So the fact that you're having that urge to switch doesn't mean that you should obey it. It's information that your brain doesn't want you to continue in this very unengaging task, right? So that information does not mean instruction now, right? So you have to question it and apply this after you have done away with the physical distractions. So in this setting, I assume that your phone is probably far away from you, or anything that could pose as a distraction is probably far away from you. When you begin to have that urge, all right, you can take out time, right? Because your food is not near you, or whatever it is not near you to immediately pick up. So by the time you walk over to where your phone is, you start thinking, oh, do I really need to use my phone now? Is there a reason I need to use my phone now? Or is it because this task is boring? If because this task is boring, you need to continue, right? If it's actually something important, then you can go check your phone, right? So that's the first thing, right? Your urge to switch is not instruction. Like I said, your brain is just trying to protect you, right? Your brain is just trying to help you, to keep you engaged, right? So sometimes it may look as if your brain works against you, but I tell you, it doesn't, right? You still have control over it. So the first one is, always question the urge. Now the second one is always be specific about what you're focusing on. If at this moment now you want to work on a project to be working on, and maybe in your to-do list, or you just write continue working on projects. See, Whatever is vague or unclear, your brain doesn't like it. Now I'm talking a lot about your brain, so like day before yesterday, because it's very real. It's very real. This brain that we have here, you need to understand it for you to be able to be disciplined, be committed, be consistent. So be specific, right? Don't just say, "Oh, I want to continue working on my project." You can say, "Oh, for the next 1 hour, I'm going to complete maybe writing chapter 1. I'm going to complete writing the proposal. I'm going to write the abstract. I'm going to read the 10 pages." Right? Be very specific. Once you're specific, right, it helps you to override your brain, right? Or it helps your brain to hold on to something. So what you just did now is that you're telling your brain that, okay, if I read these 10 chapters, right, then I'm going to go back, or I'm going to do whatever, something that is more engaging, right? So your brain will now help you to finish the 10 chapters. Can you see? Can you see? Right? So your brain is going to help you when you're more specific. Or if you're very vague, you're not helping your brain, so it's not going to help you, right? So but when you're specific, 10 chapters, just after these 10 chapters, right, then we can rest, then we can do something else. So your brain is going to help you to complete that 10 chapters. But if it's not vague, if it's vague rather, your brain is not going to put in so much effort. You just be stalling and be wondering why you're stalling, meanwhile it's just your brain. And then lastly, you need to know how to tolerate boredom. Life is not all about entertainment. Repeat after me. Life is not all about entertainment. This life is serious, very serious and very real, right? I'm not saying entertainment, every once in a while, everybody has to, yeah, exactly. So but I'm saying that life is not all about that, right? You have to be able to tolerate boredom. You have to be able to tolerate thinking, reading, writing without any form of interference or distractions. All right. So it's a habit that you can build. Even this skill of focus I'm talking about, it's a habit. It's something that you build consistently. It's not something that you start today and do. All right. So you need to be able to tolerate boredom. Every day is a practice. Take out 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour. Sit with your thoughts. Take away your phone. Sit with your thoughts. You can even talk to yourself. You can write, you can read. Just make sure there are no external interferences. Just pick out a time every day, every day, every day. This will help you to retrain your attention span. It will really help you. Many people can't sit with their thoughts, they can't sit with themselves for 5 minutes, right? But if you're able to do it, just start small. Even if it's the morning when you wake up, be still. Don't check your phone first, right? Be still 5 minutes. Anything that is happening in your head, be writing it down. Just engage yourself. This will help you to be very, very self-aware. You need to know that even after all of this has been said and done, you can still lose focus. But one thing that you shouldn't do is that when you lose focus and you recognize, oh my goodness, I've been distracted or I've wasted time, right? Don't say, oh, I'll call it a day. No, no, no. So if you lose focus, right, and time has gone and you now gain consciousness that, oh my goodness, I've just spent the past 30 minutes doing what I don't know, right? The moment you recognize that, the moment you come into that consciousness, you can continue. There's nothing like that's the end of the day. No, there's nothing like that, right? You can continue. So you need to understand that focus, once it's broken, it can be regained. You can continue it back. So don't think that's the end, that's all. No. So I hope with these 4 points, right, you can be able to regain your focus. Focus is a skill. It's not something that some people are gifted in, right? You can be focused. You can be focused. All right. So make sure you question the urge. Make sure you understand what's going up in your brain. Make sure you're specific enough. Make sure you're able to tolerate boredom through practice, right? Because a lot of things in life will be boring. Not everything will be entertaining. Not everything will be engaging. So you need to be able to tolerate it. And then if you lose your focus after doing all of this and you come into the consciousness that you've lost your focus, continue. All right, guys, thank you so much for staying to the end. All right, see you tomorrow.